Hello and welcome to a series of videos on adding and subtracting fractions, and this is going to be the first video in this series, and we're just going to start off with fractions where the denominator is the same. So here we've got 2/8 plus 3/8. Now you might be able to work out what this is straight away, but I'm just going to give you a visual representation of what this is. So let's start off with 2/8. So let's say we've got a block and I'm going to split it up into eighths. So that's into fourths or quarters, and now I put 4 more squares on. Now we've got eighths. So each one of these blocks is 1/8. This is the whole, and we've got 8 of them, so each block is 1/8. So if we're starting off with 2/8, then we've got 2 of those blocks shaded in, and we're going to add on 3/8. So we're going to add on another eighth, another eighth, and another eighth. So we've got 2/8 to begin with in red, and we've added on another 3/8. So in total, how many eighths do we have? Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5/8 in total. So 2/8 plus 3/8 gives us 5/8. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say we've got 5/7 plus 1/7. So let's first of all represent 5/7. So let's draw a block and we'll split it up into sevenths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 5 of those sevenths, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5/7. And now we're going to add on 1/7. We're going to add on another seventh. So in total, we have got 6/7. So 6/7. So 5/7 plus 1/7 is 6/7. And hopefully you can see what we're doing here is all we're doing is we're adding the numerators together. 2 plus 3 gives us 5. 5 plus 1 gives us 6. I'm just going to do one more, but this time it's going to involve a subtraction. So let's say we start off with 7/9 and we're subtracting 4/9. So just pause the video and see if you can work this one out. So let's do exactly the same as we did before. So first of all, let's represent 7/9. So we've got a block here. We're going to split it up into ninths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to shade in 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But this time, instead of adding on 4/9, we're going to take away 4/9. So we're going to remove some of these blocks that we've just coloured in. So let me get my eraser tool. So we're going to take away 1, 2, 3, and 4. So how many are we left with? Well, we are just left with 3 now. So we are left with 3/9. So 7/9 subtract 4/9 gives us 3/9. And just like before, instead of adding the numerators together, all we did was subtract them. So 7 minus 4 is 3. Now you don't need to draw these diagrams every time you do a question. These were just here to give you a visual representation of what's going on. But the easy way to do this is just, as long as you've got the same denominators, you can just add or subtract the numerators. Okay, so why don't you pause the video and have a go at evaluating these 6 expressions. Okay, so this first one here, we've got 1/6 plus 3/6. So we know it's going to be out of 6. So we just add the numerators together. 1 plus 3 gives us 4. So the answer is 4/6. And you can simplify this. We haven't looked at it in this video, but you can simplify this expression here. If we divide the top and the bottom both by 2, if we divide the numerator by 2, that gives us 2. And if we divide the denominator by 2, that gives us 3. So we could also say 2/3. This answer would be fully simplified, but for this video, all we're interested in is the skill of adding and subtracting fractions. So this is fine. Okay, the second one, 5/10 plus 2/10. Well, 5 plus 2 is 7, so that's going to be 7/10. And this one we can't actually simplify, so that is the fully simplified answer. Number 3, we've got 6/100 plus 40/100. So 6 plus 40 is 46. So it's going to be 46 over 100. And if you did simplify that, that simplifies to 23 over 50. Okay, the next one, here we've got a subtraction. So 7/12 minus 2/12. 7 minus 2 is 5, so that gives us 5/12. The next one, 80 over 200 subtract 7 over 200, or 80 subtract 7 is 73. So it's going to be 73 over 200. And then the last one, 63 over 77 subtract 28 over 77, or 63 subtract 28. Let's just do that over here. 63 subtract 28. So we can't do 3 minus 8, so I have to borrow from the tens. That becomes a 5 or a 50, and that becomes a 13. 13 subtract 8 is 5. 5 subtract 2 is 3, so that's 35. That becomes 35 over 77. So just to recap, whenever we're adding or subtracting fractions with the same denominator, all we need to do is add or subtract the corresponding numerators. And just as I'm saying all of this, my eyes are being drawn to this answer that I put for question 6. And now I can see that both 35 and 77 are both divisible by 7. So we can simplify this. 35 divided by 7 is 5, and 77 divided by 7 is 11. So the fully simplified answer would be 5/11. In the next video, we're going to continue our journey with adding and subtracting fractions, but this time the denominators will not be the same. I'll see you then.